Welcome everyone to the I Talk Back Sports Show. I am joined live in person with my best friend, Jamal Snoopy Bonner. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Jamal, would you like to start and give the people a shout out?
I would love to give the people a shout out. It's been a good minute since we've done the show, but I would like to give a shout out to the city of New Orleans. I'm still kind of salty about what took place NFL-wise, and am thankful to them for staying classy. And so New Orleans, continue to stay classy. What about you, Kay?
Well, I would like to thank New Orleans for their pettiness, for having all those refs in their parade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, marching, giving out signals and wrong signals, and just really showing that they are not bitter as everyone say they are.
No?
And just trying to have fun with it.
Right.
And hopefully next year will be their year, Jamal.
Yeah, I mean, there are other places that it may have torn apart the city or something to that effect. But,
some was tore down.
I mean, but still, So.
Okay, so free agency is upon us?
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe in 7 days or so?
Yeah,
when does it start?
something to that effect.
Okay.
I'm not keeping up with the actual dates of it, but I just know that it is definitely upon us. And as we awakened separately this morning, this afternoon for some of us, Antonio Brown to the Oakland Raiders. Do you like the move? And if you do, for which team?
Well, I like the move as far as the franchise. I think it's a smart move. They're moving into a new market. They definitely need some high-profile players, not like the ones they got rid of last year.
Mm-hmm.
But they need something for the city that they're moving into. Hopefully they can surround him with all the picks that they have, with a bunch of talent. They still have the same quarterback throwing the ball. So hopefully with a great target like they just received, it'll be better. So I think it's more a good move for the franchise than I think it is the player.
I think it's interesting for the Steelers from the standpoint of you got rid of an all-pro receiver and you're putting all of your hopes and dreams into Juju and I believe, is it Nate Washington? I don't remember who the number 2 wide receiver is. But there's something to be said for allowing not only Le'Veon Bell to disappear, but also for Antonio Brown and to act like there's no problem here. That's really going to be interesting. I think the Steelers getting a number 5 and a number 7, for me, you might as well just cut them. There was no point.
Well, the Steelers are staying true to form where they're not going to overpay for a non-quarterback player on their team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why they've been able to keep their coach so long is because they support what the coach thinks over maybe what a player feels. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, so either way, I think at the end of the day, we're just kind of like, yeah, we don't.
We don't know.
So let's go to a team that we actually do care about. And it's been as usual as recently, it's been a quiet off season for the Cowboys. They're staying pat. There aren't going to be any big signings. It doesn't seem. We may figure out some way to get a safety, but otherwise, and some guy came back. I don't. Who came back?
Jason Witten came back.
Jason Witten came back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't really have a lot for that.
I know.
I just feel if you get rid of the wide receiver and the quarterback, then the tight end should probably leave as well.
Tight end shouldn't come back from whatever happened.
Not
with him
when we
Monday
have
night.
at least 2 pretty good tight ends that need to develop. I mean, as a coach, that would have been nice. I don't necessarily see him being out on the field taking up snaps, how that's going to help our budding players.
Well, I think he's being brought back more to be of a coach, and I think that was kind of more along the lines of what he was.
But he's
interested
not
in.
being paid coach money; he's getting paid payer money.
He is getting played, yes, but we already know that he's going to have a reduced amount of snaps. Mm-hmm. The same as our unofficial linebacker coach who took a pay cut, and he's going to have probably reduced snaps. Mm-hmm. Sean Lee is coming back as well. We probably could have saved money there.
And I'll make the same agreement, debate about him. Mm-hmm. I would rather have my linebackers out there than...
Well, we will. So now he's going to probably just be a $3.5 million assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
No, assistant coach. He's
I
not
want him to get paid coach money, not player money. I need the money for the players to go to players who are going to develop within our system and not necessarily be taking snaps away from our budding players. That's all.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
True. So, with that being said, do you like the moves thus far this offseason?
I think no move is a good move when it comes to the Cowboys because we don't want to play the wrong player.
Right.
So I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm still waiting for a safety, and that's really been my big issue, I think, since, for the last 3 years now, is I've been clamoring for a safety. We took care of a second wide receiver by taking care of the option with Alan Hearns, that maybe he can be the number 2 guy. I'm guessing we're going to let Beasley walk. Not sure how I feel about that, but we have a quarterback. We have tight end. Oh, yeah, that's right. We need a war daddy. I hate using that term.
Sounds so nasty.
It really does. So that being said, I'll deal with what we have so far. But Earl Thomas is gone on record as saying he's not taking any discounts, hometown discounts.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that means for his chances in Dallas?
Usually when people say that people we're interested in, we normally don't sign them. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Cowboys' last report is they're still interested. So who knows what's going to happen. If they don't sign him again, it won't be. I mean, if they don't sign him, it wouldn't. I don't think it'll be the biggest hindrance ever to our team. I don't. If we get another person that plays this position, I think it'll be fine.
I want to make sure that whoever we get is a ball hawk safety and that they can actually catch the ball, unlike our current safety. And I'm not talking about Xavier Woods. I have no problems. Xavier Woods is great. But Heath, come on, son, catch the ball.
We need help on special teams as well. So I want us to find someone who maybe can be a receiver and a special teams guy as well.
Well, I think we're bringing back Trayvon Austin. So that might...
but how many times did he ran the ball back, once? One attempt?
But how long was he on the field?
It don't matter because the game that mattered, he didn't run anything back.
Yeah, true. That's very true. Man needs to just work on staying healthy. But yeah, a special teams guy, I hear what you're saying, would really be nice. Like what Tariq Hill started off as.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, question that you kind of brought up, which I think was a good point. How should team officials be held from an accountability standpoint for their behavioral issues? And then I think this kind of relates to the Robert Kraft situation.
And also the guy that the general manager of the baseball team that threw his wife down, kind of like the
yes.
like you call other players thugs. I mean, that's still thug behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Robert Kraft definitely doing stuff that's illegal. So where do we draw the line? And what kind of punishment will he get from his good old buddy Goodell?
I think from the Robert Kraft standpoint of... It depends on how many more details come out about this situation, whether or not he was actually involved in the ownership or whether he just participated in terms of going to the establishment. I think that if you're in part ownership with, a prostitution ring, it's not good. But if you just were going in and you got busted,
well, you were caught on camera twice soliciting,
right? You solicited
service. So either way, I mean, you should be caught on camera if you're a part owner. I mean, you should be able to just go in the back door. I think, no pun intended. But I'm just saying, like, really, how do you get caught?
You
just think you can't get caught, right?
Right. Because I'm just going to a massage parlor. No one's paying attention to me going into this massage parlor. I'm just, Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
In terms of actual punishment, which is your original question, I mean, what do you get for suspending an owner for X number of games? I mean,
no, you can't like take a traffic away from them. So.
Right.
What do? You got to kind of like a parent. You be like, well, this didn't work, that didn't work. Let me be creative.
I guess you have to fine them, but
And what's the fine?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe tell him to give up a Super Bowl ring or something. What do you think?
Maybe the one where
Stop with the back door.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Atlanta.
Don't start with the back door.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. So earlier this week, weed was being discussed as being decriminalized within the NFL as part of the next collective bargaining agreement in 2020. Is this good news or?
It's good news. I mean, the NBA does not have testing for marijuana, so they don't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. And I think everyone that smokes marijuana is not just trying to get high. Some people deal with it for their little issues, you know what I'm saying? So maybe calm themselves down and things like that. So, and for pain management as well. Not everyone wants to be
taking drugs.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They have to think about their body as well. Right. And I just don't see any research that says marijuana is hurting your body, tearing it down, doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of course, you're supposed to use it responsibly, but for the most part, it's all good, in my opinion.
I think that also from a pain management standpoint, I think that was really my big issue with it. It's not a performance enhancer. It's really not going to do anything one way or the other in terms of performance. No. And, in fact, it's really going to be something a bit more of a, maybe slow down. It's almost like drinking. And I don't think people are going to do it while they're taking the... while they're playing. So nevertheless, it's definitely something that I hope that they work out in such a way that it's favorable to the players and to stop criminalizing it so much. So let's move over to the NBA briefly. Okay, so the playoff stretch is coming. Talk about your team's season to this point.
I think that, once again, my team is competitively tanking. Maybe not even. I mean, last year I think they competitively tanked. I just really don't know what they're doing this year. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of games they could have won, but I think our coach has probably gotten my team as far as he can get them, and I think it's going to probably take the owner maybe a year or two to realize this. So yeah. After the trade is just, you don't know. And the person we actually traded for is still injured. So it's still a wait and see type thing. What about your team, Jamal?
There's not enough time to talk about my team. All I'm going to say is I hope that if we go back at the tapes and listen, that at the beginning of the season, I said I was cautiously optimistic about our chances, and that throughout this season, I'm going to do my usual point at the coach. Management made some unfortunate decisions that hampered our team, and that the Lakers will go down this season as a huge disappointment. And it doesn't help now that two of our young guys, our star young guys, have injuries and are out. So essentially our season's done, and we don't have a first-round draft pick, I don't think. So that being said, it was unexpectedly disappointing, and that I'm just looking forward to the off season. So that being said, has this season been entertaining for you? You especially with the trade that came up in the middle of the season.
This season, I had great expectations. I mean, a lot of things went on in the off season, and I just thought it was going to be a little bit better than this, and it has not. It's nowhere near what I thought it could be.
Right. I've been entertained for this season from the standpoint of the true evolution of Giannis and watching the Celtics implode and now starting to re-gel, and also listening to all of the talk about Toronto being this, that, and the other, and saying, okay, y'all, just wait for April and let's see what they do. I'm happy that this season has not just been Golden State.
Yes, sir.
There has been, unfortunately, so much drama down the highway from them that Golden State has been kind of relegated to a lot less airtime and so forth. But that being said, I've been entertained, and the certain losses that took place have made this a very good season for me. Going forward, we will discuss the upcoming NCAAs. With the brackets aren't going to be out by the time we do our next show, and so we'll probably touch on that in a couple of shows. But in the interim, looking forward to seeing some of the conference tournaments that are going to be starting off this week, and we'll discuss it a little bit briefly in the next show that we have coming up. Baseball season starts soon. All right, so.
Well, the reason why I do that is because my team has not made any moves whatsoever. Really, last year or this year, they're out there trying to build this new stadium. Sweetie, who do you feel is going to go out there? Except just for the regular, a new stadium. Let's see what the food is like. And then beyond that, you got to keep people in this stadium.
You're getting another new stadium?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And I love the ballpark.
I love the ballpark too. What do you mean you're getting a new stadium?
Yeah.
Where are they putting it?
Yeah, right out there with Jerry's World and the old stadium. I don't think they're going to knock the old stadium down.
They can't. It's a landmark. It's a beautiful stadium.
It's beautiful.
My team. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. I don't have anything to say about my Mets. So
Mets.
The Mets. Yeah, not really good.
They're very Met-like, right?
You know what? What have you watched recently, television-wise? Let's move on.
Okay, so I've been watching Chicago Med, Chicago PD. I tried to watch True Detective. The first season was great. Woo! Second season, not so much.
Yeah, that was a bad conversation.
Yeah, so I have to revisit that.
No.
I've watched, even though I've asked you to do it, and I know you're not a LeBron James fan, I've asked you to watch The Shop, where he talks with different celebrities, athletes, influential people. And I think that each conversation really sheds a light on the lives that these people live and how they view things, and how they deal with the same things that we deal with as everyday people.
Right. I watched the first episode of The Shop, and I really liked it. I guess I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize there had been other episodes, so I'll pop in and watch that.
3 more episodes for you.
Okay, well, I will have an update on that by Wednesday.
What?
Yes!
Oh, my!
Yes.
I don't know what to think about this.
Okay, yes, thank you. And did you want to give a shout-out on the Good Fight?
The Good Fight starts Thursday. I set my little thingy-majiggy reminder on my phone. Siri, let me know. Remind me that this is going to come up. I really enjoy the characters there. Yeah. It's very, fun-paced, I'll say. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see where the story takes us.
I'm looking forward to eventually catching up, and that I have gone through maybe the first 2 episodes of the first season. I liked it, but I just never came back to it. Sorry. But I got it. There was a huge advertisement. Really? There was a nice advertisement for Luca who's driving down the highway, and I said, oh, yeah, I need to go back and watch that.
Oh, yeah, yes. She's good.
Yeah, I love Luca. So that being said, I've watched... what is that show? True Detective, season 3. I have a couple of episodes left, and so far I'm really, really impressed. And I've also watched the usual DC Comics stuff on the WB.
So when they
CW,
so you watch Black Lightning?
I haven't.
Oh my God, they have the best music during this show. The CW is coming up. They also have this great show called All American. It's inspired by an actual story, but it's really, really good. It's like stuff that Black people actually kind of go through. Like they don't walk away from their parents while they're getting yelled at and slam the door. Like none of that happens. So I'm like, this is real. Like it brought me back, to when I was younger. So, but it's really a good story. I wish that people will watch it. Maybe let their children, watch it. It'll be good. It's good.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to watching the second season of The Patriot on Amazon Video.
Oh, yes. No. Is that the one with our guy from From The Wire?
No, this is the guy from. Well, one of the characters is the guy from Lost, the real baddie in Lost.
Okay, I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's good.
I'm weird, so maybe I'll like it.
No, you're not. You're normal.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So,
Thank you.
so I think that's. Planning to go to the theater and watch Captain Marvel on Tuesday when I get back to New York.
When everyone's at work or on spring?
No, I'm going to go after work.
After work?
After
Okay.
work. Yeah. No. Not while everyone's at work. That's not good. What are you planning on sitting in the theater and watching anytime soon?
Someone is going to drag me to see Us, I believe. I really,
Yes.
not into that psychological crap. But I'm going to watch it. Hey, I'm going to take one for the team.
That is not taking one for the team. That is going to be a great movie. I don't know what you're talking about. You're hurting my soul right now. Speaking of hurting my soul, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Let me go back.
Why don't you?
Okay, thank you. The Oscars.
Yeah, the Oscars.
How did you
the
feel?
Oscars without a co-host?
Without
Oscars
my co-host,
without a
yes.
host. Yeah.
What was your feeling on Green Book?
It was alright.
You watched it?
I did watch it only at the request of two of my friends saying, "Oh man, yeah, this is a good show, man. It's real good. I mean, the start." I'm sorry, it did not affect me in that way.
Okay.
Did you just think it was awesome and just
No, I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You're the first person I know that's actually watched it. So.
And there was a good part in the movie when the white guy was driving the black guy around, and I think the car broke down near where the prisoners were like working in the field. And back then, it was just at that time they would never think, they never thought they would see a white man driving around a black man. So the look on their face was like, "Is this really happening?" So that's it. That's all I got. Just that one scene. That was powerful. But, no.
Yeah. I thought that at that point that they would go ahead and give it to Black Panther, and I felt that really and truly was it was a solid film in the same manner that they gave Gladiator Academy Award for being a solid film. Come with it.
That is my favorite movie. Sorry. It doesn't. No.
We'll talk about something.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, where have you eaten lately?
Well, I've posted most of the places I've had the pleasure of dining in on my Facebook page, so you guys can go and take a gander at some of the food. I guess right now I'm mostly in my brunch breakfast phase right now, and I would like to say that Whistle Britches is a nice place to go.
Yes, I will agree with you.
Ida Claire off of Beltline is a wonderful place to go. Where not to go?
Whoa! So, what was really?
Just check out the page. Yes.
So yes, we did brunch before the show at Whistle Britches. Very good. Preston and Frankfurt. Yes, and very lovely staff.
Yes.
Very sizable portions.
Yes.
So that was It was a very, very good brunch. Another thing that I'd like to shout out is Velvet Tacos, since I'm, back in the area for a moment, and that was very delicious. The place the location I went to was in Fort Worth, so yeah. But
they have many extra locations since the last time you've been here. Okay. So yes, wonderful.
You're going to do this now.
I have to jab online. That way the repercussions aren't so
right
powerful.
Now. Okay, I will come back to town more often, okay? Wow. So, the culture of the Academy Awards.
I don't like participation trophies, Jamal. And I feel like they've went so many years without giving us things, not that we didn't earn it or deserve it, but I said give. They didn't give us our due many times. So
right.
For us just to now just get all of these awards now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same.
It doesn't, and I think the recognition for that moment is nice, and it's nice for them to be able to go forward and say that now they're an Academy Award winner. But in the moment that they really should have earned it, in the case of, I believe, Ruth Carter, for example, multiple movies that she was passed over for costume design, and that you look up and say, oh, so we're going to go ahead and do this now. Not that she didn't deserve it. Mind you, not to, but she should have already been a multiple-time winner. So I hope that this isn't just a matter of we're going to start doing makeups, but instead let's just make this the norm.
Yes.
Let's just go with the best, and don't just start offering because you feel bad because you didn't do it beforehand.
Right, I agree.
So, one more movie to shout out. I saw Widows, and it unfortunately did not get the press that it should have gotten. It was actually a fairly good movie, I thought. It was very well written and acted, and that I highly recommend it to people when it becomes something that's a bit more available on streaming services.
Yes. And if you want to see a movie with Viola Davis, who is a national treasure and a gem, just like Meryl Streep, I put them like just right here. That's just me.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson and Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, my man. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And my man also from Atlanta, is it Brian
Tyree
yes,
Henry.
Brian Tyree Henry. Excellent work in that film. So, yes.
And it's a lot of people I can't pronounce their last names, but it was a good cast. I mean, they would work really well together.
Exactly. So, we're gonna cut this short. This is gonna be a brief reintroduction. Hi, we're back. So, Kay, appreciate you.
Not a problem.
Great to see you
Good
again.
to see you as well.
Glad we did this in person.
For the first time?
For the first time, yes. Hopefully not the... Well, no, it won't be the last. So we plan on taking the show on the road. And so you all might see us in a city.
Yes, in a city soon. Yes.
Yes. And
next
Lachelle,
month, around the 20th.
Yeah, Lachelle, 25th. We need to talk.
Hi, buddy.
We need to talk. Until then, thank you all very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.